Juan Digadillo looked like a Shriner who had lost his parade. He cruised by my car window on a dusty day west of the Grand Canyon, driving an ancient convertible painted the colors of a dripping ice cream cone. It was a griddle hot morning in July, but a decorated Christmas tree stood tall in his back seat. At the top, a sign read, "Follow me to Dead Chicken Sandwiches." "Hey, buddy," I shouted. "What's with the dead chicken sandwiches?" "Don't you hope all of them are?" Juan yelled back. My cup holder held the only water for miles, but the little man in the clown car sported a yachtsman's cap. He pulled it off and waved toward a freeway exit, motioning me to follow. Of course, I did, and other drivers pulled off too. Who could resist a desert Pied Piper blowing a kid's wolf whistle? Juan led us away from Interstate 40 to Seligman, Arizona. He stopped at the Snowcap Drive-In, a sandwich shop where customers are confronted with two front doorknobs. I turned the one on the right next to the latch. Nothing happened. I spun the one on the left. The door popped open and swung backwards on hidden hinges, revealing Juan laughing inside. "Would you like ketchup with fries?" he called from behind the counter. "Sure." He grabbed a ketchup bottle and squeezed it at me. "Here you go." Red yarn exploded out of the nozzle and all over me. I scanned the parking lot for Alice and the Queen of Hearts. Clearly, I had landed in Wonderland. "I dreamed all my life of opening this place," Juan told me as I cleaned myself off. "Built it out of scrap lumber collected over many years." The tables were cobbled together at odd angles and brightly colored. They could have been borrowed from the Mad Hatter's tea party. "I worked evenings after finishing my job as a laborer on the Santa Fe Railroad," Juan said. "Took him nearly quarter of a century." He opened the Snowcap Drive-In with the fates aligned against him. He began business on the same day that Interstate 40 was completed, bypassing Seligman, Arizona. Cars started roaring down the interstate without stopping. Juan's brother Angel ran a barbershop next door. There was no one here. I looked one way, looked the other, stand out on the road. Old Route 66, empty. Juan's father and mother came to Seligman from Mexico, built a pool hall, and raised 9 children. The business flourished, then faded in the 1930s during the Great Depression. The family packed its things and prepared to follow the great flood of people who passed by its door, heading west, looking for work. On the morning they were to leave, Juan found a job, playing in a dance band. Eventually he got positions for all his brothers in the group. But for a time he went hungry, so that his younger brother Angel could eat. "Juan put food on the table and saved the family," Angel said, quietly. That's why Juan hopped in his old car and headed out to the interstate, looking for customers, 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, with the dead chicken sandwiches sign. Before Juan died in 2004, a parade of tour buses would follow him to his little sandwich shop in the desert, 64 each week, filled with friends who told friends they must search for the silly man in Seligman. You want ketchup with those fries? Nothing overcomes human apathy quicker than a laugh. That day in the desert, I asked Juan what was so special about his place. He ducked his head and glanced up through bushy black eyebrows. Me. That kind of attitude helped build America, which has always attracted pioneers with intensity and drive. People who inspire the novels that get made into movies, whose stars, rather than the individuals they portray, are then interviewed by the media. Our country is a forge whose citizens have spirits of hammered steel. You pass by them every day. The real American story is tucked away in people who believe their lives hold something of value, regardless of whether their dreams soar or shatter. No one had time for the old man squatting over a box of vegetable peelers on a New York City street corner. The crowd swirled around him on their way to work, but he didn't seem to notice. The solitary street vendor flicked a slice of potato off his $1,000 suit, smiled to himself, and asked, "Why would you buy 4 peelers if they last a lifetime?" Well, you have 4 friends, that's why.